What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, hoping you're doing fantastic. I'm certainly are. I left Bratislava this morning. I'm heading down now to a smaller city in Hungary, to a city called Szeged. I'm on my way down to Greece, doing different stops, have a good time. And so last night I spent one night in Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia. I haven't been there before. And it was a beautiful city. I didn't see very much because I got there in the evening, but it reminded me a lot about the other Eastern European cities like Krakow, Prague, Budapest, and those kind of cities. So maybe I'll revisit it at some point. So I want to talk to you guys about something that I did last night. I revisited my old self. I went back and said hello to a guy I used to be, and a guy that I'm very glad that I left behind, and I have taken a lot of good steps in becoming a better version of myself. But I think it still has its place that we go back and, like I said, say hello to what we used to do and what we used to believe in and what we really enjoy doing. And no, I'm not saying go back and do like all those things we did, but at least be in that environment and see what it is. So that's what I did last night. I went out with a hostel I stayed at. We went to a typical bar or pub crawl. And in Europe, I think they're famous for that because they're really good, doing a really good job with those things. They meeting up, they're collecting the people that stay at the hostel, and then we go out together. And it's perfect if you're like traveling alone and you want to meet new people. So that's what I did, and I still think that you can always take something good out of it, and that's what I did last night. I met a lot of cool people. I had a very good conversation with 3 guys at the hostel. We talked for many hours, and it just made me realize that those are the things that I'm looking forward now more than what I did before. When I was younger, and well, not many years ago, what I was looking for was to get hammered, chase girls, and probably, hopefully, sleep around with them. That was how it was. It's nothing I want to go back to. It doesn't fulfill me at all anymore. It's just waste of time, waste of energy, and to be honest, there's just so much low-level behavior out there that it's kind of weird. It's ridiculous. But we had a good talk. What I really liked was that I especially talked to one of the guys for a very long time, and we had a good conversation, and it felt like I gave him some value, and that's what I really like and what I want to get out of these things. I want to meet people and get them to think in another way, and I really believe that I did. I might be wrong, but I think I got into him in a way that he started to thinking in a new way in his own life regarding his own behavior, his own habits and stuff. And that's what makes me fulfilled. That's what makes me satisfied. And so that's a complete difference from what I used to do and what I want my previous agenda was. Because most guys, when they are in that environment, that's what they really want to do. They want to be honest, to be fair, most guys, if not everyone, but over 90%, they're there because they want to get drunk, they want to have a good time, and they eventually hoping they can get a girl into bed. That's how it is. And so that's what it makes me feel very good when you can have a good conversation instead, and that's what gets you more satisfied than what we used to do. So I really think it has its place to once in a while go back, visit the person you used to be, and really see how far you come and what you have accomplished and what your direction is. Because when I used to do these things for many years ago, I didn't really have any purpose. I had definitely not any direction. I was a rudderless boat, and that's why I enjoyed these things so much, because when I see people getting smashed, hammered, they just pouring shots into the body, they're just escaping some form of responsibility. They don't want to grow up. It's very sad to see that it's so common. And the thing with alcohol also. Alcohol is the only drug that is legal, and people start to question you if you don't do it. It's no other drug that does that. If you don't take heroin or cocaine or marijuana, people aren't questioning you. Why don't you do it? it's so deep rooted into the culture that we should always get smashed, and if we go out to party and stuff, when what you can really do is just get a nice group of people, have a good talk, and exchange ideas with each other. And that's what we really did last night, and that's what I still think it was a very good time. So the difference between now and then is so enormous, and it's very interesting. And also with alcohol, like I talked about, when you're cleaning out the body and you change your diet and stuff, you can really notice also what impact the alcohol has on you. I'm not against it. I mean, you can go out and have a few drinks or a beer or a glass of wine. That could be nice, but still at least be aware of what you're doing to the body and how it's harming your organs. And the body needs to. You're gonna end up very dehydrated. That's what I always feel. And you kind of also lost a little bit of motivation and drive, and kind of get a little off track on things, which is not nice. So that's one of the main reasons why I don't really enjoy it anymore. It's kind of interesting that alcohol actually means evil spirit in Arabic language. It stands for al-kul, which is evil spirit. And so that is kind of interesting, and it definitely makes you understand why, because the decisions people make when they're drunk and stuff, they would never do it when they're sober, and we can think clearly and free with the mind. So I just see that it's a way of the devil taking over, the evil guy they have in their mind taking over, and forcing them to make horrible decisions. Well, I really can't stand that environment anymore, to be honest. It's such toxic. It's very noisy. You can't talk, you hear anyone barely. At some places you can, but in this club environment, it doesn't caught my interest at all anymore. And what you also have noticed, what I have noticed, is that nowadays alcohol for me, I don't need it to escape. I don't want to escape my world or my responsibility or reality. I want to take full responsibility. So for me, when I'm taking one now once in a while, which is very rarely, I'm doing it because I feel like it's in a nice situation with some nice people, and it could be pleasant. But I'm not doing it anymore because I'm hiding or like numbing myself like I used to do. Running away from my emotions, running away from my insecurities. That's what I used to do with alcohol. So the question is, I don't know how long I can keep going like this. I will probably stop at all with visiting these old environments that I used to love. That's one thing I'm gonna take away, is that once you get better control over yourself, and once you get control over the biggest drive that a man has, you will soon realize that those places, the bars, the clubs, you don't want to be there. It's just a waste of time. It doesn't serve any purpose at all to be there, to be honest. And this hostel I stayed at, also, like I said, with the behavior, it was an incident here that happened, that me and another guy saw. That, yeah, I'm not gonna bring it up here, but it was shocking to see, to be honest. It was not very pleasant. It was the way people behave nowadays. It's so sad. And I get it. If you're young, you don't have any experience, you want to get out, you want to have fun. Some people need to go that route. I went the bad route myself because I don't believe in coincidences. So I believe that that's needed to happen in order for me to change and take other decisions later on. But it's still very hard for me to see so many people, they don't have anything going on in their lives. We can almost like pinpoint right away how their future is going to be like, because it's the habits over time that will expose them what they're going to end up with. But it was overall a nice evening, and I'm always glad that I'm meeting new people, connecting. That's what I like about the hostel, even though it can be, some hostels can have their negative side, but when you're meeting new people, that's worth it. And you're developing new skills. That's what I like about it. You're forcing yourself to speak to people. You can always try and become better at talking. You become better at connecting and all these stuffs with new people. So that's always very nice to have with us. So when I can talk to some guys, some people, and make them take something good with them, then I'm very happy and satisfied. And that's what I'm looking forward nowadays, instead of all the old bad behavior I used to do, and that I for some reason enjoyed. I don't know. Nowadays I can't understand how I could enjoy it, but I think you go in certain stages in life and you have to do it. We can't force anything. We can't force ourselves to just, let's say, eat only fruits like this, like becoming a fruitarian. We can just force. We have to go in transition. We can't just force ourselves to change our behavior like this. We have to go through stages. We have to accomplish certain levels. That's what I believe in. And once you've done that, it will feel more natural for you to take the next step. So for myself, example, I believe that I need to do some things before I can take those completely next steps. I know I will eventually, but I'm not gonna force them on me. I believe nature will have its course with me, and my life will have its course. So I trust the universe in that sense. But with that said, I'm done here. So I'll keep you updated, and I want to wish you a great day. See you soon. Take care.